listen hard. Hear it.
Tonight we're playing at an all-ages show. We've wanted to do an all-ages show for a long time here, and we've managed to do all-ages shows in most of the other cities in Western Canada, but up until now we've never been successful at having one, and it looks like it's going to be really good tonight. I'm very excited. Western Canada was always really good to us. Practically right from the beginning, it was amazing. And Southern Ontario was a little bit tougher, kind of came along a little bit. It took longer to sort of come around, but is really good now too. And the East Coast, although there's not a lot of places to play, but Halifax has always been really good. And this year we also did places we'd never played before, like St. John's, Newfoundland, which was kind of a dream come true. And we played, PEI and all through New Brunswick and Sydney, Nova Scotia, and places like that. And we've also done Quebec now quite a bit, and Quebec is beginning to do pretty well too, which is unusual because not a lot of bands do very well in Quebec if they're English bands, and we're one of the few that are slowly kind of making inroads there. So it's kind of good. I mean, I guess favorite places to play. Calgary and Edmonton are great, and I really like Halifax, but Victoria, I've got family here, and my girlfriend's from here, and so I don't know, it's got a place in my heart also. You know, we do a lot of different things. Some of the songs, I mean, if people have seen the videos like About to Drown.
Stop to look around, but it's hard to learn to swim when you're just about to drown. I'm about to drown.
Or If You'll Ever Buy Her a Gun.
If you'll ever buy her a gun, so she can bust your bastard's head off if he bothers her home. If you'll ever buy her a gun, your girlfriend, your sister, your daughter, your mom. If you'll ever buy her a gun.
Those are fairly heavy guitar, fast, or heavy anyways, songs. But there's a new video now, I don't know if people have seen, for This Will Make You Happy, which sort of shows the more kind of dance, heavy sampled kind of stuff that we do. But I mean, there's also elements of rap in it, but you know, we do corny things once in a while too. There's a song off of the record before the last one called My Girlfriend Thinks She's Fat. That's this cheesy ballad.
My girlfriend thinks she's fat. She doesn't look fat to me. Girls always think they're fat. I think they read too many magazines.
We try not to kind of set in our mind, okay, you know, we're a punk rock band, so we're going to do this, or you know, we're a pop band, so we're going to do this. We just kind of write songs in what we feel is kind of interesting, you know. So we end up with a bunch of lyrics and we think, okay, this should be a rap song. So we do a rap song like my Shaky Thing.
But your mom knew your shaky thing on the other way around. My daddy died when I was small. He does one thing to his son. My grandpa wears a pistol, and I'm just a son of a gun. You got to shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing. I'm telling you, shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing. Shake that shaky thing.
There's a real mix there, but we try not to kind of set any kind of, you know, if we think it should be a ska song, we write a ska song. I think that's one of the things people like about us, because I think a lot of bands really hurt themselves by saying, you know, they get an idea of what they are quite early on, and then they kind of lock themselves in. Okay, well, this is the kind of band we are, and this is what we do. And I think we kind of refuse to limit ourselves in that way. You know, if we do something that's really corny and funny, we do that, and if we do something fairly serious, we do that. You know, whatever the musical style. 2 CDs. The newest one is called This Will Make You Happy, and the one before that was just Buy It. And there was actually our first album, which was cassette only, that had 2 7-inch singles from it, called Let It Down, that we don't really have any anymore. That one was, you know, totally just independent, coloring the covers ourselves and that kind of thing. But we've been thinking about repressing it on CD, because a lot of people like it and want copies of it now, and their tapes are kind of worn out. That originally came out in well, we recorded it the summer of '89 before we played any shows, and it came out, and we started touring in the beginning of like May 1990. Up until fairly recently, I did all the management and all the booking for the band, and we've always taken care of all of our own finances and been just sort of done everything ourselves. We still do all of our own designs for the T-shirts and do all of our own artwork for the records, and I don't know. I just it's just the way we've always done it, and it's the only way for us to do it. I mean, some bands get a lot more help. I mean, now we actually there came a point a couple of years ago where I couldn't do all the booking anymore, and we actually kind of had to start delegating some of the things over as far as booking and management and stuff. But we've always kind of maintained a lot of control ourselves. It's just the way we are. It's just, it's our thing, and we built it up ourselves by just touring across the country and sleeping on floors and stuff. And you don't want to just kind of hand it over to other people blindly, A couple of years ago, we were pretty aggressively courted by some major record labels, and it kind of was weird after having done everything ourselves so successfully and for so long, and it kind of freaked us out for a while, and we had been on our own record label and distributed through Cargo Records from Montreal, which was quite good, and so when it finally came down to it, we decided, okay, and we firmed up and we actually signed to Cargo Records. So now we're signed to Cargo Records, and Cargo Records have a sub-distribution deal through MCA, so that MCA actually distribute the stuff to the the major malls and stuff like that, whereas Cargo distribute us to the independent record stores. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, and it's worked out really well. I'm really glad we didn't sign to a major record label. We've never really had a distribution in the States, except by way of Cargo internationally. But it's a vicious circle because, we haven't really had the chance up until now to tour in other territories, and therefore it was difficult for us to get a record out in these other territories. Yet we can't get a record out unless we do a certain amount of touring. It's the chicken or the egg. We just have to go there, and we're just trying to figure out what kind of independent in the U.S. would be good for us right now, and just take it from there. And the way to do that is just to go there and just start touring and meeting bands, and just the exact same way we did it in Canada. We do fairly well in college towns like Milwaukee and Madison and places like that in the Midwest. But big cities are really hard, like Chicago and Detroit and Minneapolis are just really hard. But that's where we're going to concentrate in the next while, is the Midwest of the States and some of the closer eastern seaboard stuff to Ottawa, like Buffalo and Cleveland, and that whole kind of area of the Midwest and the Eastern Seaboard, which is easy for us because living in Ottawa, we're within the sort of weekend, and we can go out for sort of 4 or 5 days and then come back and maintain our jobs and stuff. Pat, the guitarist, who also we kind of share the vocals, he's a architecture graduate from Carleton University in Ottawa, and so with the current economic situation, he's a DJ. And Dave and I, the drummer, and I both work in a used music store that sells guitars and amplifiers, and we're very fortunate actually to have jobs that allow us to leave for months on end, roaming across the country. When Just Buy It did so well, which was the record before This Will Make You Happy, we spent so much time just dealing with the success in Canada and trying to to tour and sort of figure out what we were going to do as far as all of our business, that we hadn't had a chance to really do a lot of the American stuff and the new areas that we wanted to do. And so now that now we're able to actually sort of start dealing with these things, and we're really excited to kind of start doing new territory and stuff, because we don't want to stagnate in Canada. I mean, we've become as successful as we ever far more than we ever really expected to in Canada. So, which is great, but we really want to start going and sleeping on the floor again and getting $10 for a show and playing to no one. We're dying to do that. When we play in the States, the bands are terrible, just horrible. And when any band that plays with us in Canada, even if it's 14-year-olds that it's their first band, they're good and they have some good songs and they make sense. Bands in the States are just awful. Like, just horrible. They would not exist in Canada. I mean, they just wouldn't, get a show or whatever. I mean, they're just so bad that no one would be in these bands. So it's really weird. I mean, I think that's another thing that makes it difficult in the States, is that there are so many terrible bands, whereas in Canada, the quality of the clubs, the quality of community radio, the quality of the bands, it's just so much higher. The audience in the States isn't as sophisticated either, I think, because much music in Canada is far more open and exposes people to a far greater variety of stuff. Whereas MTV in the States, which is most people's, that's the overriding presence there, and it's very, very conservative. I mean, you just get Janet Jackson and Phil Collins and Bobby Brown, and there's not, it's not the same as Canada at all. So I mean, a lot of people complain about much music, but boy, you should watch MTV and you'll count your blessings. Lyrically, we also try to have stuff that's not too specific to a certain thing. I mean, there are references to Canada and stuff, but I always try to to write stuff lyrically that is going to relate to a wide situation. For example, the "Nobody to Vote For" single that came out for the election, I didn't want it to be necessarily specifically for Canada. I wanted anybody in an election situation that felt that there's no reasonable choice here. It should be somewhat international in its interpretation. Making videos is pretty cool. I mean, it's one of the really fun things in a band. The first ones we did really cheap because we just don't have any money. And but we've been very lucky because Much Music right from the beginning somehow just decided that they liked us and that we were cool, and have been very, very supportive. Even when we were making sort of black and white $500 videos, they would actually get played. Whereas often they just can't play a lot of the stuff. And but the guy that made the videos that most people have seen, like About to Drown or Lover by Our Gun or This'll Make You Happy, the new one, he's from Montreal. His name's Anthony Sek, and we're really lucky because this guy's an amazing filmmaker, and he actually won a CMVA, Canadian Music Video Award, for the About to Drown video. And he doesn't regularly make videos. He knows us and he really likes our band, and we're good friends with him, and we just give him a free rein. Our attitude is pretty much, Anthony, here's the money, just do what you want, and you're the genius here. We'll make the music, you make the video. It's a really great situation because he's somebody we know, and he trusts us, and we trust him, and he's done a really good job. And the videos he's made for us have got so much airplay and have been really good for us, which is almost surprising because I don't know, you think that a major record label band would get a lot more video play, and that Much Music wouldn't really push a band on Cargo or an independent, but they've been amazing. I think it's only really recently that we've got a large amount of Much Music play, but I think we have seen a difference, and you're definitely exposed to more people and a wider variety of people. We have sort of a level of audience that knew of us just through our touring and the amount of stuff, people that were already in the scene, but now we're also exposed to a wider variety of people, and I think that helps, especially with the all ages shows. I mean, it's good. I mean, if you're a band and you're on tour, you want to reach as many people as you can, and Much Music has been very good to us. But doing stuff like this has also been very good to us too.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt. I hear you don't talk to big talk. You seem to have some good ideas in your mind. With your head up your ass, you might as well be blind. You make me laugh and complain about the world while you sit and watch Golden Girls. You put on lyrics for yourself. Why? Because you like yourself. And if we all sit around saying what to you, our world is screwed. If we all sit around saying what to you, our world is screwed. If we all sit around saying what to you, our world is screwed. Hey, I know it's hard, but it's not out of the blue. You criticize me, I'll criticize you. You can bring yourself down with your attitude. You're coming on me, we all sit around and say what to you. Our world is screwed if we all sit around and say what to you. Our world is screwed if we all sit around saying what to you. The whole world is screwed. Our world is screwed. You say really happens is the system fucks you, you say fuck the system. But it's not true, what really happens is the system fucks you, you say fuck the system. But it's not true, what really happens is the system fucks you. These are all the people who say, let's take time, you don't do it. Only what we want to do is what we've done. And you think that's ever going to change your double, say fuck the system. But it's not true, what really happens is the system fucks you. You start your own, try to change it from within. You turn your backs on them.